Hey, what's up, y'all? All right, so today we're going to play a game called Follow the Money. And in this video, we're going to go over some of the top things that the institutional big banks and countries and large billion dollar investors are buying. We all know about the chat rooms and people following hot stock tips, but I want to know where the big money is going, where the real money is going. So we're going to show you. I'm going to show you a couple of things that they're doing with their money right now, and it might surprise you. So check this out. All right, guys. So the first thing we're going to look at is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is all the rage. And from what I can see, it is getting quite popular. And what one way to show its popularity is to talk about Elon Musk. Everyone knows who Elon Musk is. He's the wildly successful entrepreneur, Wall Street darling who created Tesla. And he came out and said that they bought $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. It's a lot of money. 1.5, and they will begin to accept the digital currency as payment for their vehicles soon. So Bitcoin is here. He would not put $1.5 billion into something he did not believe in. So I'm not saying go out and buy Bitcoin. Absolutely not. What I'm saying is you need to start looking at it and do your due diligence and see if it's right for you. Okay, so that's one as far as Bitcoin. Next, we now see PayPal jumping to the cryptocurrency game. Now, back in October, they came out and started getting into Bitcoin. So now, if you have PayPal, you can buy PayPal. You can buy Bitcoin with your PayPal. So that is huge news. They would not get involved if they didn't think that was something worthwhile. Of course. Next, we also have getting involved in Bitcoin. We have Cash App. You can now get Bitcoin on your Cash App as well. So that is three huge things that you can see right there. You have Bitcoin, you have Cash App. Let me move that out the way. You have Cash App, you have PayPal, and you have Tesla. Those are three major players as far as Bitcoin is concerned. So if you're not into Bitcoin as of yet, it might be time to seriously look into it. Personally, I'm not the biggest Bitcoin fan, but I'm not stupid either. When I last checked, it was right around $44,000 per Bitcoin. And as you can see, this article with Elon Musk came out on February 8th. So basically what they do is they acquire their positions, they build their positions, they do it quietly without telling anyone. And then after they've done it, that's when they announce it to the world. So he basically bought his Bitcoin at a much lower price than what it is. So that is a huge boost for Bitcoin. All right, so now let's look at something else. Let's find another one here. Let's see. Let me find something else to show you guys, if I can, about Bitcoin. Now, JP Morgan even came out and talked about Bitcoin. And they said that Bitcoin would go up to, whoop, that's not it. Sorry. JP Morgan came out and said Bitcoin could rise up to $146,000 per Bitcoin, $146,000 per Bitcoin over time as it competes with gold. So that's what JP Morgan came out and said. There have been a lot of analyst estimates on Bitcoin. I really don't take stock into what the analysts say. I look at what people are doing. And like I said, you look at Elon Musk, and he's put up $1.5 billion when he can put his money in anything, that makes you think. All right. So cryptocurrencies are here and people are putting their money where their mouth is. So that's number one. Number two, let's talk about gold. gold. Gold doesn't get much attention because everyone's focused on Bitcoin, but gold is still a very heavy hitter. Now, this article came out about Russia on January 12th, 2021. January 12th, 2021. And it says Russia holds more gold than dollars for the first time in history. That is huge. More gold than dollars for the first time in history, because the US dollar is a global money reserve currency. It's the reserve currency of the world. Everyone uses dollars for something, especially petrodollars or buying oil. That's a whole nother topic that I did discuss in another video. But the US dollar is the reserve currency of the world, and you must use US dollars to buy oil. But as you can see, Russia is accumulating and acquiring more and more gold. That is a huge story. Again, no one really talks about gold. They mainly talk about Bitcoin and stocks, and just trying to catch the biggest next big high flyer, and doing short squeezes and stuff like that. But gold is still here. Gold has been out for thousands of years and been used as currency, and it is still very valuable. So that's just Russia right there. So in addition to Russia, you have, let's see, who else do we have here? China. Now this came out in 2019, but China is steadily acquiring gold. Okay. This says China's buying more and more gold as the trade war drags on. One thing about China is they do not get rid of their gold. They hold on to their gold. So China is steadily buying gold. Okay? It's a very important thing that's going on here with gold. No one talks about gold very much, but it's something that everyone needs to seriously, seriously think about. So, and then we have, let's see. Okay, check out this picture. This is pretty funny. We have China on the left, United States on the right. And in this picture, what happened is China bought U.S. treasuries. They bought U.S. bonds, and with the interest from the bonds, they would turn around and buy gold. So you can see the man here, he has a fistful of dollars, and he's throwing it over to the United States. And what we're doing is we're turning right back around and throwing them gold. So they are constantly buying gold with American dollars. That's a really big story there. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, next we have central banks. Central banks are the banks of the world, and these are like the IMF, um, the Fed in the United States, IMF. Europe has a central bank. They're all over the world, and all these central banks are buying gold. Now, this picture is from 2015, but they are still buying and holding on to gold. Something that, again, is not really this. So again, you can see the trend here. They went down a little bit as far as buying gold, but they started to go back up steadily over the years. But again, you have to remember something. No one talks about gold, but all these banks, and these are the big banks around the world, are buying gold, buying gold. And so here we have this article came out. Let's see, when did this article come out? Came out February 10th. Oh no, it didn't come out today. That's today. Okay. Let's see. They're talking about first quarter 2019. It doesn't say the exact date on this article here. Let's see if I can see it anywhere. Okay, it doesn't say. All right, but gold prices. Central banks accumulate more gold in first quarter 2019. So it has to be within the last year that this article came out, if they're talking about first quarter 2019, because they have to report that information. So that would have to have been in late 2019 or early even 2020 when this came out. Okay, so it says in May 2018, they bought more gold than they did in 1971. And since 2009, central banks have been consistent buyers of gold. Okay. And it says central banks buy more gold in first quarter 2019. Okay. So it says in the first quarter 2019, central banks purchased 145.5 tons of the yellow metal, 68% higher than the same period a year ago. Now, that is huge news. Why are these banks buying gold? You don't even have to know why. That just ought to tell you that they would not waste their money on something that was not valuable. They are buying gold, they hold gold. They accumulate it because gold is real money. The US dollar is a fiat currency. So there's talk that gold might be used as a reserve currency in the future. No one knows for sure what's going on. A lot of people still buy gold. So then we have Warren Buffett. Now, everyone knows who Warren Buffett is. Warren Buffett is like the Wall Street guru. He's been investing, I would say, over 60 years maybe. And he surprised everyone last year. And this article is dated August 17, 2020. And he came out and he bought gold. Now, he actually bought gold mining stocks, but he still bought gold. And what else did he do? He sold his bank shares. So, as we look at this article, he says he scooped up more than 20 million shares of the mining giant Barrick Gold, and he unloaded nearly all of his shares in Goldman Sachs. So that is huge news. And again, it makes you wonder, why are they buying all this gold? What's the point? Again, these people would not spend all this money on an investment they did not believe in or had a strong feeling was going to do well. Gold has been used um, to reserve a person's value, to preserve their assets, and to protect them against inflation and things of that nature. So, and also, again, money, gold has been used as money for 6,000 years. So, when all else fails, many people go back to gold as a safety net to protect them from any type of turbulence in the economy or in the markets, and especially inflation. It's a great way to protect yourself from inflation. So we have Bitcoin and we have gold. And what else do we have? Well, let's see. Let's talk about JP Morgan. JP Morgan, we all know the bank JP Morgan, and they did some things they should not have done several years ago. Actually, last year, this came out September 29th, 2020, and um, they admitted to manipulating trading in U.S. Treasuries, which is basically, the like bonds and treasury bills and treasury notes and things of that nature. But what they also did was they were involved in manipulating silver, silver, the precious metal. And I don't know if this article talks about the silver aspect of it. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Okay, so let me bring up an article where they talk about manipulating silver. And let's see, I have one right here. JP Morgan cornered the silver market via manipulation, and they were fined $920 million for manipulating silver. And let me pull up an article Okay, so I have an article here for you. So now, J.P. Morgan settles lawsuit that accused firm of spoofing precious metals market trades. So they um, were accused of manipulating the silver futures market, costing plaintiffs $30 million in losses. $30 million in losses. Silver. Now, the bank is nearing a settlement of $920 million to resolve government investigations for alleged conduct in precious metals and treasury futures markets. Let that sink in for a second. JP Morgan is a bank that is world renowned and is highly respected, but they were busted for manipulating trades in the silver market. So makes you wonder, why would they do that? Well, so JP Morgan has a large position in silver. So that may be a reason why. Silver is trading right around $27 an ounce right now. Many people feel it is severely undervalued because it is still manipulated to this day. They think it should be a lot higher in price, but that basically means that there's some people accumulating silver. No one can prove definitely who's doing what, but this is this shows you um, really how bad it is. If these companies are doing things of this nature, and they're not the only ones who are manipulating silver, there are many others too. But I just wanted to show one of the biggest examples of someone getting busted for doing something they shouldn't be doing. So we have we have Bitcoin. Again, let's recap. So now we have Bitcoin, where people are buying Bitcoin, putting a lot of money into Bitcoin. We have countries buying gold. Chinese investors have been buying gold. And this is February 2021. You can see that right here. So gold is really hot. I'm in the United States, and you hear some people talk about gold, but most of the talk is about Bitcoin. It's very important to see what's going on around the world and what other people are doing, and because that can have a big impact on you as well. So a lot of people are into buying gold. Um, Countries are buying gold. Banks are buying gold. So all of this is very important for you to know. Okay. So and this came out in June 2019 about gold. China's buying more and more gold. When you have entire countries buying gold or any type of investment, that should make you sit back and think, wow, why are they buying that? And unfortunately, this stuff is not talked about in mainstream media, mainstream news. So it's very important that you do your own research and find out what's going on in the real world. So we have Bitcoin, we have gold, and then we had JP Morgan, who came out and was caught manipulating the silvers market. Now, who caught them? The SEC, the Federal Trade Commission, and U.S. government. They caught them, and they have a large position in silver. And evidently, there's a reason you want to have a large position in anything. So they're up to something. So again, that makes you wonder, if they're buying it, then maybe I need. And just as a reference, as far as who owns the most silver bullion, we have, scroll down here, JP Morgan, and it says JP Morgan back in 2011 began stockpiling silver bullion in its COMEX warehouse. And so they are a huge owner of silver. There's a reason that they own silver. So they wouldn't buy, something that wasn't worth something. So as an investor, that means you need to look into it too. If these big companies are buying it, why? I'm not saying you buy it, but I'm telling you that you need to just do your research and find out why they're buying it and see if it's something that's right for you. Next, we have the ETF iShares SLV Silver Stockpile. Um, this is a company that holds silver, and so this is a very important one too. And then number one, we have private silver bullion stackers, which is basically the general public. So a lot of people are into silver. It's still a relatively small market, but when you put everyone together, it makes a lot of silver that's being sold. So there you are. You have three things that big companies are buying, countries are buying, and you need to start looking into it. If you're into the chat rooms and looking at the various hot stocks, there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, you really want to start looking into getting some type of Bitcoin, possibly gold or silver. All right. So this is just something I want you to think about. It's something that is out there. The information is out there. So ask yourself, why are these central banks buying so much gold? Why is China buying so much gold? Why does Russia have more gold than dollars? Why is Tesla buying Bitcoin? Why is Cash App having it on their apps now, and PayPal and many other companies? JP Morgan even came out with a price target of 146,000 for Bitcoin. And then there's silver. JP Morgan has a huge inventory of silver. So don't just watch the chat rooms, don't just watch the forums. Look at what the big people are doing. Follow the money. Warren Buffett likes gold, gold mining stocks. And years ago, he did not believe in gold. He thought gold was just a waste. But now he has gold mining stocks. So follow the money, people. Whatever you do, follow the money. And that is your guiding light. So chat rooms are great, but look at the big institutions. Where are they putting their money? Because we're talking serious amounts of money here. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, let me know. But this is really good information that we need to be aware of. So if you're an investor, expand your mind, expand your mindset, and follow the money. All right, guys. Take care. Peace.